Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 2 of Mastering Pitch. What's going on? I'm going to shout some people out for being on time and early. What's up, Belle? Good to see you. Hey, Jenny Hamilton, Murphy, Onescence, Lateria, Martin, Mercule. You guys have some crazy handles on YouTube. Can you not make it easier on me? Okay, Ayomide Akoja. I think I even said that right. Mr. DJ Mixes. I'm so grateful that you guys are all here. Super excited to see everybody. And as more people come on, I want to just see who answered the poll. If you guys did not answer the poll on YouTube, if you can go back to the poll, I want to know your answers to that because I'm actually going to be addressing that today in a specific way. So if you haven't already, it'll be super helpful to me if you go to the channel and go to the poll. It's the day 2 video. You may even be on. Excuse me. Some people right now that are joining, just go back if you're on Facebook or on Twitter, go to the actual YouTube channel and fill out that poll for me. We've got some answers that are populating. The question was, which songs are better to practice pitch accuracy with, fast songs or slow songs? So far, we've got 33% saying fast, 67% saying slow. And I will answer that soon, but not quite yet. So answer the poll. The other way is you can be ready for this today is if you did not score 100% on your tone deaf test yesterday, you can do that again today. I'd love to see if there's any improvement. And also for those of you who joined yesterday, I want you to be thinking of the bad thought audit. If those of you who are bold enough, you answered me in the comments what your biggest fear was as a singer. And I want you to have that in your mind because you're going to be asked to do something today with it. Okay. So just a little recap. Those were some things we did yesterday. But for those of you who didn't make it, it is on recording. You can get it. We've sent links and it's also on my YouTube channel as well. But what we went over a lot yesterday was a lot of mindset because singing is 90% mental and 10% talent. And there is scientific evidence of that. Actually, there's scientific evidence that singing is actually really good for your health. So you should not be silenced just because you think you're not great. And we went over a lot of mindset things yesterday, as well as static pitch exercise. And what that means is we sang a single note and held it, and we used our pitched tuner to test the accuracy of our pitch. And we typed in the chat what we were, whether we were on pitch, which is P, S for sharp, F for flat. So if you have not done so already, you need to today, because we're going to be doing much more singing today than yesterday, since we had a lot of mindset stuff to go over yesterday. Get your pitch tuner app out. If you do have an Android, some people are saying, oh, I have an Android. You can use that. I think it's called Tune T1 or something like that. I have it in the chat. And it's right underneath the poll. And if you want to download that, if you don't have it ready already, do it right now because we're gonna be using that. Okay, so who was paying attention yesterday? I want you guys to type in the chat the answer to this question. We talked about amusia, right? Cognitive and acquired amusia. Does anybody remember what that means? Or if you're new to the workshop and you weren't there yesterday, what does that mean? What does amusia mean? Anybody know? Anybody? Aha, yeah. Tone deaf is sort of a layman term for amusia. Good job, Murphy. And really, it's basically this disconnect in the brain, whether it's hereditary or from trauma to the brain. And only how many percent of the world's population has it? Who was paying attention yesterday? It's a very specific number, actually. How many people in the entire world have clinically diagnosed amusia? Yes, you typed it in first, Nishika. 4% of the world's population. And we did a little test yesterday. We did the tone deaf test. I didn't see anybody get lower than in the 80s. Most people got 97% to 100%. So that means that every single one of you guys who did that test are not tone deaf. And I would bet my voice on the fact that not a single one of you guys who are on today actually have amusia. The good news about that is that you can learn how to sing on pitch. And if you're here, you're saying, hi, I could use help singing on pitch. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or pro. We all know, if you recall Mariah Carey's New Year's Eve performance years back, even the star-studded diva singers of our time have problems with pitch at one point or another in their career. And I'm actually going to use her as an example a little later on in this particular workshop as well. So a little bit of foreshadowing there. So we did touch on that, and it's a fact, and therefore you can take it to the bank and say that you no longer can be the person that can get away with saying, oh, I can only carry a tune in a bucket. That's not you. That's just a limiting belief, and we're moving on from there. So today, I want to ask you, if you've already done the tuner T1 and the tone deaf test and you've answered the poll, let's just go to the answer on the poll, because I wanted to give you guys a little time to answer that. Let's go to the answer. Which songs are better to practice pitch accuracy with? Thank you for answering. Our numbers changed here drastically, actually. Fast songs or slow songs? You guys are smarty pants. Most of you answered correctly. 73% said slow songs, 27% said fast songs. It is slow songs. Can anybody tell me in the chat why you think it's slow songs? And there's not like a perfect answer to this. I mean, I have a specific answer, but just tell me what you think. I'm interested to see why you guys think, just common sense wise, slow songs would be better for pitch accuracy than fast songs. You can hear each note, Noreen says. Angela Moran says you can hold out notes. You can focus on pitch and tone because each tone means more. Oh, Amber Macklin is saying nerves. Yeah, okay. Maybe you have less nerves in a slow song. I don't know. I get equally as nervous with both because it gives you time to regroup on breathing. Interesting. Okay. Mimi, pinpoint the notes. Yes, Murphy, because you have longer to hold the note. Murphy, you're on fire today. So what he's saying in a nutshell is the word time. The reason that it's easier to work on pitch, and when I say pitch, I mean pitch accuracy, centeredness of pitch. The reason why it is better to work on pitch that way in the context of a slow song is because you have more time, and time for two reasons. One, you hold the notes longer on average, and therefore you have more time to tune your notes. So let's say that even if you didn't start on tune, you can end on tune. And I'll give you a vocal example. Let's say I'm singing the national anthem and I'm singing the last high note, good Lord. And it's on an E, which I hate singing on E vowels. Most people do too. It's closed mouth vowel, no space. And when there's no space on a high note and it's on a closed mouth vowel, the chance and propensity for you to be flat is much greater. So let's say I get up to free and it's rough for me, right? I'm like, o'er the land of the free. I had time to be off, on, and then on again. I could tune the note. But if I were singing, oh, I don't know, that literally the first thing that came in my head was Way Down Yonder on the Chattahoochee. Why? I don't know. But if I'm singing, well, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than the hooch. Where do I tune? If I'm flat, well, way down yonder there's no saving me. I'm just stuck moving on because the song and the tempo is making me to. So it's easier to do it in the context of a slow song or a long hold because you have time to tune the note. You also have more time to practice your vowel shaping and spatial awareness. We're going to get a little bit more into this tomorrow, but to touch on it today, vowel shaping and spatial awareness have, I don't know, at least 80% to do with pitch accuracy. Because going back to the rule, any extreme note, high or low, needs more space and support. Singing is also 90% mental, 10% talent, but that's not the one I wanted. Any extreme note, high or low, has to have more space and more support. And when we're going to that free and there's no space and it's tight, you're gonna sag. It's like lifting a weight that's too heavy for you. What's gonna happen? Right? You're not just gonna explode up. It's just more than you can bear. So we have to be able to hone and perfect and be able to repeat in a very familiar way our spatial awareness when it comes to vowel placement. And usually when we sing fast songs, that is the number one offender of fast songs, is how do we get the words out while staying on pitch and then maintaining all the other artistic elements that we want in there, like dynamics, emotional context, audience engagement, all that stuff, right? But you need to have a starting place. And so since this workshop is on pitch and we're working on centeredness of pitch accuracy, which then leads for you advanced and pro singers on here, that leads, what we do in here today and yesterday and tomorrow leads to crispy riffs and runs, high hit notes that go straight to the top with no arpeggiated notes lower in between. We're talking about like main stage artist level high performing individuals, you need this first, because all of these little nuancy things are that 1% of improvement that you need that's inhibiting you from doing that 5-note run completely crispy, because there's one note in there that's a little muddy and you really keep going over it and over it and over it again, but you don't know why it's only good sometimes, and you don't even really know why it was good that time. So you can't duplicate it. That's not great. Spatial awareness and vowel shaping have so much, like I said, I'd say like 80% to do with pitch. Let me know if at any point anything I say doesn't make sense to you guys, and like put it in the chat, and I'll be happy to try and explain further, because I know sometimes I try not to use big words, but sometimes I sort of do. And like, you know, we're not trying to like go over anybody's head here. So, but if the question isn't pertaining to what I'm saying, I promise you, I am going to have some time at the end of this one for some Q&A. So save any kind of offshoot questions that aren't on topic for the end, and we will do some popcorn Q&A at the end. Okay. All right. We're moving on. Let's see. The next point is, hold on. Okay, we did that. All right. This is very interesting. I don't know if you guys have ever heard, let's just show of hands here. Who has heard of pitch perception distortion, or PPD? Anybody ever heard of PPD? I know we talked about amusia yesterday. Amusia, and just to give you a little reminder example here, amusia is that like yellowish orange section of the brain. It is the center part. You see where on the right, the second one down, it says auditory cortex. That is where amusia, it lives. That's where you are affected by amusia if you have it, if you cannot hear pitch, okay? It's that part of the brain. However, that's not the only condition that would inhibit your pitch. And a lot of people think, oh, well, if it's not that, then it's nothing. And then it's just me, I'm inferior. No, I told you I was gonna reference Mariah Carey a little later. It's time. PPD is essentially the key to singing off key, which is a trained singer's pitch perception disorder. So again, you vocalists that are training in lessons, that are doing auditions, that are touring, that are performing outside, inside with large crowds, noise, this is for you, okay? Like you see this little Mariah Carey girl on the left here. What makes singers off key? We've all heard that infamous Mariah Carey, New Year's Eve, and even she, I mean, and I will say this, the caveat with her is that she's a lot older. She's singing songs that she used to sing back in the day, extraordinarily hard songs, right? Not the same, but she was singing live, she was singing outside, and nobody is above this. So pitch perception disorder is kind of like it's a phenomenon really, where singers' self-perception of their own pitch relative to the accompaniment becomes distorted. And this could happen for kind of one or two main reasons. Either the singer thinks that they're in tune with the band, but they're not, or the singer thinks that they're out of tune, but they're actually in tune. Now I'm going to stop right there. We'll go back to that. Let's fast forward to X Factor, America's Got Talent, American Idol. You know those bloopers? You know when they used to show all the time the people that were just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, you know that you're so bad and you're literally making a fool of yourself. Okay, sometimes they may have, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they legitimately think they're good. Like, remember Gangnam Style? I mean, that is a classic case, in my opinion, of pitch perception disorder, where someone just thinks they're great and they're really not, and it's for good cause. So I wanna just show you here. This is very interesting. On the bottom left, it says hypothesis. So the hypothesis was that more training would equal a lower incidence of PPD, and that there would be less auditory feedback equaling higher incidence of PPD, and that larger ensembles and venues would equal higher incidences of PPD. And it would be easier if it was an acoustic, more quiet environment. Well, here at the upper right, and by the way, this is NYU Steinhardt School. This is like a no joke study here. I only pull really good stuff. So here's the results. So this is fascinating. PPD exists within the sample population of 68%. 68% of people have PPD, guys. And that means singers. We're talking about only singers. We're not talking about like world population. We're talking about singers, 68% of singers. I honestly think it's higher, because the more you sing, the more chance you have of being off pitch. But let's keep going. Okay. The And it's also based on high stage volume, 69%, low song familiarity. Like if you don't know the song, yes, you have more propensity to be off pitch. Singing higher or lower than usual. So this would mean like if you're really pushing your range, yes, of course you're going to be off pitch. Singing loudly, 19%. Auditory feedback not associated with PPD incidences, also an issue. This is interesting though. It says higher levels of training equal higher incidences of PPD. What does that say? Oh, don't vocally train? No, it says what I just said it said. The more you sing, the more chances you have of being off pitch. So guys, I want you to get this in your mind. This is a risk reward game here, okay? You sing in volume. It's sort of like, okay, would you rather like make $10,000 on one sale or $100,000 off of 500,000 sales? You'd obviously want to make more money on volume, but that's what it is with singers. When we sing notes, it is a volume game. And when we train, we are guaranteed to be off pitch because we are trying to hone in those specific spots in our voices that are painfully off pitch repeatedly and repeatedly. It's like it could be setting sin. We just can't seem to figure out why. That's where the spatial recognition comes in. That's where the vowel placement comes in. That's where the repetition comes in and the intentionality comes in. So you may not have amusia. I am almost 1000% sure that you don't. But at some point in your life, including mine, you're gonna have some PPD. I have been in performances where my in-ears didn't work. I was singing outside at a huge festival, and I had to listen to the sound of my band behind me go out into the audience and then return back to me. I remember one time I was singing the national anthem for a professional basketball game, and they didn't have in-ears at all. I had to sing, and for anybody that knows stadiums, like there is a 3-second, I think, something like that delay before you hear yourself. So the propensity is for you to be like, oh, say, can you see? Because you're waiting to hear yourself. So everything slows down because I sing say, but I don't hear myself sing say for like 3 seconds, and I'm waiting to catch up to myself. It's terrible. That is a form of PPD. It's situational. It doesn't mean I can't sing well, and I need you to get that for you too. PPD is not like amusia where it is a clinical diagnosis that really there's no surgery for, there's not a huge fix for. This is situational mostly, okay? And I encourage you, put yourself in a position where you can suffer from PPD. Put yourself in a position where you're singing so much and working on your voice so much and your pitch honing craft so much that you have some of that. Because it's like going to the gym. You don't go in a suit and tie. You don't go in a dress. You go in sweats. You go to failure. You go to crack. You go to mess up. You don't go to like sound great and pretty, right? So if there's ever a place for you to be okay with some PPD and some cracking in your life, it's in a voice lesson. It's in a course. It's in this workshop. So I encourage you today, make big mistakes. What I do not want to see you doing is when we go to do the exercises, I do not want to see you saying, oh, I gave up or I quit or I stopped. I wasn't sure. So I would just rather not sing than make a mistake. Let's show up big today. Okay. Let's make some big mistakes and let's get some big wins as well. Okay. Any questions or comments on that so far? I know that was a lot. Gotta fail to get better. That's right. Let's fail, guys. Woohoo. Yes. Good. Good. I love it. Heck yes. That's great perspective. Thanks, Kristen. Oh, this is interesting fun fact. Adam Hall says Babe Ruth broke the record for most strikeouts before he broke the record for most home runs. I love that, Adam. Thank you for sharing that. That's actually like perfectly on point here. Yeah. Okay, makes sense. You're listening to yourself and notice make mistake. Yep, absolutely. Mimi, so true. In the pitch test towards the end, I was like, are my ears tricking me? Yeah, and sometimes they do. And that's okay, guys. That is totally okay. All right, are we ready to move on? Are we ready to go to the next thing? Okay, all right, good. I'm definitely ready. So I'm actually gonna go a little out of order. I wanna start the first exercise because I know you guys are probably getting a little antsy. And then I'm going to go back to one of the things we touched on yesterday, and I'm going to give you this little challenge in between the exercises. We're going to do 2 vocal exercises today, and they build on top of one another. I want you to have patience with yourself, okay? Patience and persistence, because these exercises today are cumulative. They only get harder with every single repetition. So if it seems like, oh, this is so easy, I've got it. Trust me, by like rep 10, 12, you're going to be like, who does she think I am? I'm not the Mariah Carey on that page for PPD. Yeah, you are. Let's just wait and see. Okay. So we're going to get into I told you yesterday, one of my favorite exercises. And I have a student who's been with me for a couple years, and I started pitch memory with her. And she's up to like 27. Okay. Today, we're going to go up to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we're going to go up to like 14 or 15 today. And if anybody gets up to 14 or 15, and you'll see how you get up to it in a second, I want to know in the comment. In fact, I want you guys to keep track of how many you've done. And when we're done, whenever you tap out, I want you to put it in the comments box. Let's just do a little fun poll. Okay. So pitch memory, I'm going to give you a quick example. All right. Let me lower this so you can kind of see me. Pitch memory goes like this. Let's say that I am singing on an ah, a da, or a la. Okay. You can choose. I'm not going to micromanage that. All right. I'm going to play a note, and then based on what I hear, I'm going to sing back. I'm not worrying about rhythm yet. Okay. I'm not worrying about rhythm yet. This is a non-rhythmical pitch memory exercise. We may be going to rhythm after that. Okay. Wait, nudge, nudge, nudge. So if I do, I'm going to sing that back. Sing it with me. Okay. And now I'm going to just add a note to it. Good. I'm going to add. You don't have to sing with vibrato, by the way. So how many are we up to right now? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 repetitions. Let's say this next one I get wrong. And I go, but that's not it. Then I count 4. I can't count that 5 because I didn't get it. So my number is 4. Okay? Yeah. Now, I don't want you to stop at 4. I want you to go as far as you can with me. Okay? But we're only listening to it one time. And sometimes in my live lessons, I'll give a student 2 times to listen to it before they attempt it. But since we're on this today, and that's not going to make any sense, we're just going to listen to it one time, and you're going to sing it back. To help make it a little harder, I'm not singing it. I'm not singing this. You have to sing it. Okay, so I'm going to play it. I'm going to go like this, and that is your time to shine. And then you keep track. Okay, so this would be 1. You sing that back. You write 1 down on your little paper, your note. Okay, you sing that back. You write 2. Okay, just keep track of it for yourself. All right. How do I remember which keys to play? I've been doing this a long time, Martin. I've been doing this a long time. All right, are we ready? This one is for real. This is the official pitch memory exercise. Little contest here, friendly competition. Who's going to get all of them? And it's on your honor, don't lie. I have a little way to know, actually. So really, don't lie. Okay, here we go. How we doing? Good. Good. Come on, guys. Is it getting harder? Here we go. Are we still good? Are we still good? Tell me yes if you're still good. Here we go. Keep going. Jordan, I'm proud of you for getting 4. If you're tapping out, write your number. Good job, guys. Yes, yes, yes. So many yeses. Good job. It's okay if you're tapping out. 6. Okay, good. 6 is good. Tell me what you got, Robert. Don't just say no. Shamar Murray, I'm lost. All right, I'm going to re-explain it if anybody's recently joined. Okay, 2, 6, good. Struggling a bit. All right, let me re-explain it real quick. We're up to here, right? So that means I go okay, I'm literally just trying to parrot back what the piano is playing. But every time the piano plays again, I'm adding one note to the melody that we've cumulatively started, okay? We should be doing this with the pitch app, right? Yes, Gabby, you should be doing this with the pitch app. I'm sorry I forgot to remind you guys, but yes, that's the whole point of downloading the pitch app. Do this with the pitch app. You want to see where you land in the centeredness of the pitch too. Okay, people are like, I can't remember the melody now. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna play it one more time. I'm gonna give you guys a little break here, okay, for those of you guys who are still going. And if you had to stop, if you know your numbers, say 5, Jenny Hamilton, totally fine. Jump back in just for fun and see if you can get more, okay? But remember that your first number is 5. It's important for later on, okay? Jason's getting harder, but I'm still good. Yes, I love it. Stay in the game. Okay, here we go. Here is the last one I did. Try that one. Good. Someone is saying, could you play it in a lower octave? I'm struggling to find my key being a baritone. Sure. So this would be, you guys really are getting some help here because I should not be playing this again, but I will for you baritones out there. Here's the lower. That's the lower, okay? We good? All right. So we have to hang it that long. Yeah, girl, you gotta hold it. All right, here we go. We're moving on. No more complainers here. Let's go. Going up. Who did it? Okay. For guys, if you want to start lower, start there. I guess I'll do this. Does that help? If that helps, I'll just play. Okay, I'll just play both octaves then. Okay. All right, cool. We're moving on. Are we ready? I'll play both octaves. Making it harder on me. Here we go. Watch your pitch up. Okay. Who got it? Who got it? Yes, good. Jordan says, oh my gosh, I did it. That's amazing. So good. And what's your pitch app saying? Are you finding that you're zeroing out into the green? Or do you find that you're in the red above the green in the center? Or do you find that you're in the red below the green in the center? Keep an eye on that. What are you averaging? Are you averaging on pitch? Are you averaging sharp? Or are you averaging flat? That's important to know for later. We're going to go over that. I'm going to ask you. Good. Kayla's up to 9. Good. Red above the green. Okay, Gabby, keep that in mind for later, okay? Good. Okay, we're moving on, guys. I got some more for you. If you tapped out, remember your number, jump back in and just try to keep going, okay? Here we go. Guys, forget that one. I messed it up. I made a mistake. I skipped a note. Here we go. For real, though. For real this time. Here we go. Since I messed up, I'm going to play it one more time for you. Don't worry. Here we go. Sing it. Oh, Okay. So hard, right? How many, let's see, how many more we're going to do? We're going to do 4 more. Who's down for 4 more? Say I'm down. You still there? Nishika, awesome. Tijuana Scott got it. Oh my gosh, you guys are killing the game. Nope, that's Martin. That's not high C. This is high C. I mean, normal high C. Maybe for baritone, the other one is. Still there, but it's getting harder. Okay, you guys are down. You guys are down. Keep going. Kristen's, wow, I'm fading. David, I'm down. Nayara, I'm down. Gilbert, I'm down. Woo! I love you guys. So good. All right. Remember, watch your pitch tuner. What are you airing on? Pitch, sharp, or flat? It's important to know for later. Okay, Catherine, you can try. You can do it. Let's go. Here we go. Who did it? Who did it? Someone says, can you do the vocal example one more time? It sounds better when you do it. No, the whole point is for me not to sing, because it's a good request, but let me tell you what the problem with that is. If we're training our ear, then at some point we have to take one training wheel off and not mimic another singer's pitch. It's equivalent of like you saying, well, I can sing on pitch as long as I'm singing with someone. No, what you're doing is just like following them along. It's sort of like someone leading you by the hand blindfolded and you saying, well, I know where to go. No, you don't. The person that's leading you does. And there's a difference. If they let go of your hand, you'd be SOL. You know what I mean? So you have to be able to lead yourself. And I'm playing the melody for you. If we were in a private lesson live, I would be happy to play for you only one more time. But I'm sorry, with much love, I cannot / will not sing it for you. Okay, Sarah C, I did it, woohoo, little pitchy. Okay, that's okay. You're doing great. Did it. Samantha did it. Forgot the last note. That's okay. Write down your number. Guys, where are we in our numbers? Even those who tapped out. Tell me the numbers. Tell me what you're airing on pitch, sharp, or flat. Let's go. Are you ready to do another one? Okay. If you're starting to run out of breath, you do not have to do this in a single breath, by the way. It is long. So you can breathe. Ah, ah, ah. If you need to do that, that's fine. This workshop is not about holding long notes, although that would not be a bad idea for a workshop. This is about pitch. So do what you need to do to sing it all the way through with breaths in between, okay? All right, here we go. Someone said, I was told to stop listening to the radio version and sing the karaoke version. Yes, exactly. You can't always just sing along to the people. All right, here we go. Here we go. Ready? That was tough. Do it again. Go. Who ended on this note? Anybody? Anybody? If you did, you're at 13. Yes, Nayara, 13. Guys, we got 2 more to go. Can we get to 15? Can we do it? Afton, and I'm out. LOL. That's okay. Okay, we got a lot of 8s. We got a lot of 6s. We got some 4s. That's okay. You got to start somewhere. 4 is respectable. We got some 13s, guys. That's so good. That's so good. And remember, where are you airing as far as your pitch is concerned? Are we flat? Are we sharp? Are we on pitch? Okay. 2 more to go. Okay. Can you do it? Can you hang with me? Yes. All right, let's go. I know. Who sang this note at the end? Anybody? Okay, Jay is saying I got them all. Tink, I think I'm on. Someone said no danger. I have no idea what that means. Okay, if you got to this, you are at 14, okay? We got one more. One more. Okay, Gilbert says 14 with an F. Thank you for that. That means Gilbert has got 14, but he's erring on the flat side based on his pitch tuner. It's really good intel and data to know for later, Gilbert. Really good job. Where else are you guys? I see some numbers, but I'm not seeing P, S, or F next to it. So if you're on pitch, it's P. If you're 12 and you're normally flat, if you see the pitch tuner showing you're under the middle, then say F next to it. If you're above it, say sharp next to it. Okay. And if you're in the middle, you can say like F and S or P and S, there can be combinations. All right. Good numbers, good annotations at the end of it. Okay. Last one, best one. Yes. Okay, let's go. For those of you who are already out and tapped, try this one. Just go for it. Okay. Here we go. Did you end on this note? Who ended on that note? Who did it? Who got 15? Ariel Shabag. Hi, Ariel. 5, all of the above. Oh, Olivia, 14. Okay, that's great. Oh, Jose says, oh, guys, someone please explain to Jose. I just got in your stream and I'm completely lost. Jose, my friend, it's okay. You're going to have another chance. We're going to do another exercise. We just finished this one. But guys, someone explain to Jose what just happened. Oh, Sarah C, you almost had it, but she lost it on the last one. No, but it was really fun. Okay. Back in the game at 11. Yes, I love it. I know. Okay, so here's why some of you ended up tapping at certain points. We did step, skip. So if you were like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you stopped at 5, that's because we skipped for the first time. So your ear has a hard time hearing skips of notes instead of steps. Steps is like the notes right next to each other. When we skip, it's a little bit more of an advanced pitch or ear training skill. So that may be why you had a hard time there, which means you would want to work on skips and arpeggiations melodically more than steps, because that is a non-comfort zone place for you. And then this part, after this would be another one. So if you got up to 8 and you're like, I had a lot of 8s, and then after that, I was like, yeah, no, because we skipped a fourth of range there. It's no longer a third, and the ear even hears fourths less well than they hear thirds. So that's another reason. Jenny Atkins, I got a 3. Bless you. I'm only laughing because I know Jenny. That's not nice of me to laugh normally, but she's a dear friend. We're going to talk, Jen. It's okay. We'll fix that later, okay? Just fix it later. Or get your daughter to help you. Ellie's an amazing singer, and she's Jen's daughter. Anyway, we move on. So skips are harder. Steps are a little easier, all right? And guys, please remember, if you're asking questions outside the context of this, it does clog up the feed, and I am going to do a Q&A at the end, I promise. So, this is cool. Dwami made one mistake after 9, but after that, I got to 15. P's and S's. So you err on the sharp side if you're not on pitch. Skips more than 3 notes I need to really focus on. That's such a good comment, because what he said was so much data about his voice. Do you guys see that? Like, okay, I'm on pitch, but I err on the sharp side. I'm going to show you in either, if we have time today, if not, then tomorrow, how to fix that. So when we start collecting data about our voices and about our pitch, we then can, like, literally, like a scientist, start like adding in little ingredients and taking away little things to then hone in and perfect the centeredness of the pitch. But you got to know something about it first in order to have, like that page said, a hypothesis and then a conclusion, right? I love coming from a place of measurable, tangible progress, something that we can hold on to. And if we don't analyze our voices, guys, if we do not analyze our voices, then how do we know how to fix it? So while something like this may seem really difficult, and maybe it might even seem tedious for you, especially if you tapped like Jen at like 3 and you're like, okay, well, I'm just listening now and I'm kind of bored. No, come back in, because just like Wami said, when he got to 15, he did it Do not give up on it. You will be so surprised at what your brain absorbs and then is able to then regurgitate out just by hearing it a few more times. It's an amazing mechanism what we have that God gave in our brains, like especially if you're younger. I mean, there's like sponge activity that goes on. So, all right. Now, who thought this was hard? Raise your hand or just say yes. This was hard. Who thought it was hard? Yeah. Some people, do we think it was hard? Oh my gosh. Okay. Chat's going cray. Yeah. Yeah. Hard but fun. Yes. Good. Me. Yes. Okay. I agree. It's hard, but I do have something a little harder. Because this is day 2, guys. This is day 2. We gotta really make some moves here. I want to see every single one of you guys improve your pitch by the end of this 3-day workshop. So today's like, today's hump day. We gotta get it going. So who's open to doing a level up in difficulty for this? I have one little change. Catherine's like, uh-oh. Who's ready? I think someone says, I feel like I've realized I have memory problems. You know what? What did I say in day 1? There are health benefits to singing, and actually, and the weird is I can't work on my voice. Sorry, it's okay. There are actually there are health benefits to our voice, and actually, memory is one of them. Oh, I love this. Bring it, and it doesn't matter. But she. Oh, I'm sorry, Wami. She. Yes, it does matter. I'm so sorry. She, not he, for Wami. Not familiar with that name. Where are you from, Wami? Okay, David's ready. Tijuana's ready. Miles is ready. Mills says, I remember you saying that. Yes. Shamar says, the hardest part was that I could not predict some of the notes. Ooh, I'm putting that on the screen. That is what I'm talking about. Yes. Predictability. Like when we think about songs that we know and love, we know them. That's why we love them. Yeah. You love something that then you're inspired to listen to it. Yes, but it becomes part of you when you really know it. And when you cannot predict notes, when a melody goes to a place where in your head you didn't think it should, there is definite cognitive dissonance there where you're like, wait, I don't compute. I want to go this way, but it's telling me to go that way. Okay. Jason Brayman, mad vocalist scientist, Tara. Yeah, exactly. I do have a lab coat in one of my tutorials. I should wear that more often. Okay. I love the persistence, guys. So the pitch memory minus rhythm is what we did, but we're about to embark on a very exciting journey here. This is pitch memory with rhythm. There is a rhythmical pattern that you must adhere to on top of the melodic pattern that concerns the pitch. I still want you to look at your pitch tuner, but now I'm going to play it for you and I'm going to make you adhere to a rhythm. All right. And it would make it easier if I played the whole thing at once, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want you to have context. I don't want you to be able to listen to the whole song, so to speak, and then go back and learn the little parts. Bree, oh gosh. Okay, don't be scared. It's going to be okay. Got you. We're right here. All right. So this one, again, this is in rhythm. Before it was just da, 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 da. But now I'm going to ask you to sing certain notes with a shortened tempo. I'm going to ask you to hold certain notes. So just to give you guys a little grace, okay, I'm going to sing it after I play it this time, okay? So you get 2 chances now. And so no lying, no cheating. If you sing it along with me and then you sing it by yourself after, which is what you're going to do, and you still didn't get it, that's where your number ends, okay? All right, here we go. This is the rhythm one. Ah. 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 You sing? Okay. I'll play that one again. Ah. Now you do it. Okay. Ah. I'm holding for 4 beats there. Go. good. Who's doing it? Bum, 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 bum. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody good? Yes? I'm concerned. Okay. Yep. Belinda, I'm out. Oh, it kind of does sound like Bad Romance, only not completely. Okay, everybody, I see. Okay, Gabby's saying this is easy so far. Excellent. Wait for it, Gabby. All right, good. Everybody seems fine. We're going to move on. 2, 3, 4. There is syncopation coming up. So it's sing. So you're pushing that top note, yeah? All right, if you've gotten this far, you're at 6. Okay, so 6, tell me if you're at 6, and then put how your pitch is doing. Are you on pitch? Are you off pitch by sharp or flat? All right? Okay, Margaret, that's honest. That's real. Good on rhythm, still wobbling between flat and sharp. That's okay. Here we go. We're going to move on. So we've got your turn. Good. Who got 7? Gilbert John says switching to head. It's totally fine, guys, if you switch registers, if you breathe in between. Again, we're thinking about rhythm and pitch right now by any means necessary. We're not thinking about more minutia like registerical changes and things like that, okay? Oh, so this is interesting. Someone's saying, I think having the rhythm with it helps me get the pitches more easily. Well, congratulations. That's amazing for you. To me, these ones are harder for me. I see a lot of 7s. That makes me so happy. Yes. Okay, here we go. We're moving on. Go. You really need to be getting that syncopation. So, bop, bop, bop. Yeah? Who got 8? Yeah, some people are agreeing that the rhythm helps. Interesting. I don't really feel like this is harder, but okay. Yep, good. Okay, keep going. What? Go. Who got it? That's super hard. That's so advanced. If you ended on this note, be honest. That's 9. Who got 9? Miracle says you got 9. Did you really? Are you guys lying to me on here? Kristen said awful. I love your honesty. That's so good. Esha, no. Yeah, this is harder. So I went actually to an F sharp there. Jenny goes, eek. All right, let's try to get to 10 on this one, okay? We're not going to go to 15, but let's try to get to 10 on this one, all right? One more for all the marbles. Even if you dropped out, let's try it here. Go. Who got it? This note is the worst. And then you end, mercifully, thank you, Tara, in the same way you came. Olivia says she got 10. I got 9, but I was sharp. Okay, that's all right. Respectable. The last 2 notes were hard. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Niara, 10, and you were sharp. Okay, 8 this time. Do you want it? That's so good. Robert Abraham got it. Amazing. Matt Hill, my cat walked in and looked at me concerned. That's hilarious. Okay. Who else? Tell me how you did. All right. Who else? Traumatized my ears. Bless it. We got some 10 P's and S's. We got some 8s. That's really good. I found my memory. 10 P and S. Amazing, Mills. That's so good. So rhythm helps you too. Guys, if you find 9 but flat, that's good. If you find that rhythm helps you, then that's great. That's an asset. That just means that there's a place in your brain that holds on tight to something that's a little more tangible than, a non-rhythmic pattern. However, my reasoning for thinking and still believing, to be quite honest, that the rhythm is difficult is because it's an added component that you have to pay attention to within the context of asking your brain to fire pitch accurately and cumulatively. So it's pitch accurately and cumulatively, but then pitch accurately, cumulatively, and rhythmically. Say that 3 times fast. My gosh. Okay. Annie says, I got it. Jenny, no, you didn't. That's awesome. Annie's her kid and Jenny's the mom. No, you didn't. That's amazing. JDP, I got 6 last time and 9 this time, but all over the place. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, the last 2 notes were weird. I get it. But that's intentional. And so guys, you can do this even to yourself. Like you can literally play notes on the piano randomly and just have to sing it back, and what I do if I go really far is I just write the names of the notes as I go on a piece of paper so that I can duplicate it and I won't make mistakes and I can do cumulative. It was easier to remember but harder to do for me, Brittany Mace says. Yes, interesting. That's so interesting. I think a lot of you like the rhythm better. Yeah, that's so good. Tara said it. You can torture yourself too. That's great. Basically, yeah. Okay, so we've got 8 more minutes, guys, and I did promise you that we would do Q&A. I also mentioned that we were going to talk about how your P's, your S's, and your F's meant something, but we were running out of time, so I'm going to save that for tomorrow. Tomorrow, just to foreshadow, I'm not going to leave you where you are. I know that now we have some data. We know that we can cumulatively remember notes, and we know that we are either erring on being on pitch, we're erring on sharp, or we're erring on flat, or maybe a little smattering of both. Tomorrow, I'm going to get into in-depth how to tune yourself, how to fix those things now that you kind of have an idea, a better, more data analytically driven idea of why and how you're off pitch with those little P's, F's, and S's. And then tomorrow we're going to get into how to fix that a little bit better. We touched on it yesterday a little bit, but I want to explain it more in depth tomorrow so that you guys can actually practice that. Okay. All right. Questions. Who has questions? It can be preferably in the context of what we did today or yesterday in the topic of pitch. So let me know. Okay, here's good. James taught, how do you fix a riff or a run that you're struggling with? So first I'd like to say that riffs and runs are an advanced to intermediate, reverse that, intermediate to advanced skill. So for beginners, the biggest mistake beginners can make is to try to riff and run all over the place. It's not going to do you any good. You need to work on things like this first. You need to work on the centeredness of your pitch. If, James, you're someone who's more an intermediate to an advanced singer, which I'm assuming you are since that's a question you're asking, I will tell you this. I don't even need to hear you to know that you're struggling with the connecting notes within the context of that riff or that run. And let's just say, for instance, you're doing a run. The difference, by the way, between a riff and a run is the melodic line. A riff worms around the scale, and a run simply goes from up to down or down to up, like a waterfall or a fountain, okay? That's a run. A riff is like all over the place. So, that's a riff. A run is or down or up, okay? So let's say that you're struggling with a run. Let's say that it's to make it kind of, let's say it's a 4-note run. And you're like, it's usually the second note in the run that's muddy, because you're thinking of the top and the bottom note. Every singer is. I got to start it well, and I got to find where I'm landing, because every voice needs an anchor, and the bottom note of any riff or run is an anchor. So we have to find the second note, the connecting note, the note that you think doesn't matter at all, because that's the note that's messing up your entire riff or run. Because if that note's flat, then guess what? It's a run, and all the other notes are like a domino effect off of that. So point to that second note. Instead of which is a lot muddier, a lot less crispy. We want crisp riffs and runs, okay? And I would also recommend slowing it down. Lots of people Ellie Atkins. Lots of people like to go really fast riffing and running because they think like, oh, if I do it fast, then people in the audience will think I'm really good and they really won't understand what's going on and like it'll just be over before it starts. No. Oh, oh. Doing it like that over and over. And I have this rule, 3 times perfect. If you can do something 3 times in a row, perfect, you can move on from it. It's a nice little short-term goal to set for yourself. So if you have a riff or run that's muddy and that's not crispy, get it slowed down, point to that second note in the riff or the run and repeat it 3 times perfect. And then you can slowly, in intervals of about 5 to 10 beats per minute, raise it up back to tempo again. I hope that answered your question. Okay, let's see another one. What's other questions? Okay, this is kind of good. Pablo Niki. How to slide up or fall off of a note without ending up being flat or sharp. How do I prepare myself to do it? All right. When you talk about slides, let's go with your first one, sliding up. When I think of sliding up, I instantly think R&B and blues, sometimes pop, definitely Motown. And I think of that genre, and I'll give you an example. I forget who's, I think it's a Michael Jackson song when he goes, when, that little run that he does, a riff that he does before the music starts, to Who's Loving You, it's that song, okay? That's a slide up. And he has in mind the top note when he's going, when. A slide up never works if you're flat on the end note. You have to anchor on the center of the pitch at your destination note. But a lot of people don't know this. If you overshoot the slide and start too low, like, when, it just then sounds like a weird fire hydrant noise. You want to be like a step or a half a step below your destination note. So if your destination note is A, then you want to start off on G sharp or G. When, or when, and then get up into the center of that pitch. The same exact principle applies, only in opposition for sliding down. I hope that makes sense. Oh, okay. Well, this is not like, I mean, it's sort of on pitch, but like, oh, and then there's a good question about stage fright. Okay, I saw your tutorial on jaw tension. I was a little confused with the exercise. Can you demonstrate the Hey Now exercise again? Sure. Okay, Hey Now is a great exercise. It's one of my go-tos for singers who want to learn jaw isolation in the context of chest voice in particular. So to teach it well, I'm going to get a little closer to the camera. I'm glad that there's no lipstick on my teeth. Okay, so when you do Hey Now, you have to put your fingers in the hole of your mandible, where your mandible meets your jaw. There's a hole. If you drop and lock, your fingers will go in the hole. See how they get kicked out when I close? Like that. And you're going to drop and just do this for me. La, 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 na, 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 la, na, la, na, la, na, la. So la is first. La, 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 na, 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 la, na, la, na, la, na, la. And I don't want to see any of this. La, 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 na, na, na. That's wrong. You only want to use your tongue. Keep your jaw completely dropped. And la, na, la, na, la, na, la. If you're tongue-tied, you might need to get that snapped. But if you're not tongue-tied, just stretch your tongue up, flick it right behind the back of the top teeth, and then you've got jaw isolation. So that when you go to Hey Now, I don't go Hey Now. My jaw closed 2 times, one for the N and one for the W. We got to get rid of both of them, okay? Hey now. So tongue and lip, na, wa, now, versus now. Hey Now. That's how you fix that, okay? Catherine's a student of ours, and she says, I love Hey Now. We love you too, Catherine. Okay, there's another question, and I don't know if I can find it. Oh, yeah, here we go. Ariel, how do you get over stage fright? I did a whole YouTube video of this. If anyone wants to know how to get over stage fright, like clinically, then go and watch my Singing with Snakes video. Yes, I said snakes because I will do anything short of crazy to help you guys, including singing with snakes, which is a phobia of mine. So if you're talking about like getting over a phobia, yeah, I practice what I preach, people. Go watch Singing with Snakes. It's not only entertaining, you'll get to laugh at me and learn something in the process. Okay, it is 1 o'clock. I love you guys so much. I am so proud of you. I'm so excited to see you tomorrow. Listen, this is the last day tomorrow. We have a lot of work to do still. I would love for you between today and tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard to practice what we did in day 1 yesterday, what we did in day 2 as far as the exercises. Write down your progress. Even do the pitch memories again. See if you can improve your numbers. Okay. If you were at 6, see if you can get to 7. If you were at 7, see if you can get to 10. Who knows? Okay. But I want also for you to be aware of where you are with the pitch. Remember, if you're 10, you're 10 what? 10P, 10F, or 10S, or 10PS. What are you? We need that data. Okay. There's going to be also another poll question for tomorrow. So be on the lookout earlier for the poll question that you can answer, as well as have your pitch app locked and loaded for tomorrow. Again, if you're on Android, there's one that's in the chat today. I think it's called Tune T1, and then the pitch app on iOS as well. Okay. I love you guys so much. I'm so proud of you. Thanks for hanging with me today. This was so much fun. I'm going to miss this when it's over. And remember, always remember, your voice matters.